Investing Secrets with Kevin Attride, empowering you to succeed financially.
Today we're answering your questions, and I'm here with a dear friend, Michael Uadiale of Smeed CPA. Michael, is it possible to reduce taxes to near zero, and if so, how?
Oh, absolutely. It's very possible to reduce your taxes to zero or near zero. It just depends on the circumstances and the willingness of the taxpayer to do what is needful to get to that goal. I'll give an example without mentioning name. We have a client who sometime last year had a liquidity event that ended up giving him $55 million by reason of his sale of his shares in a particular business that he has owned for a very long time. Now, for most people, they will expect such a person to pay a whole lot of taxes by reason of that tax event. However, this taxpayer had been in our coaching program like a year and a half before this event occurred. And so we started preparing for that event, okay? So instead of him having to pay about 20% of that 55 million, because all of that 55 million literally was capital gains, okay? So even if you take it at a 20%, that is like paying $11 million out of that 55 as taxes. But working with us through that process, I can proudly say we ended up in a situation where his taxes that he's paying is ending up to just be a little bit over $1 million. So literally, he saved himself over $10 million in taxes because he followed that guidance and he was willing to do some of the things I had talked about previously to put himself in that position where he didn't have to give away $10 million of that $55 million. So it's very possible to pay close to or have zero taxes, okay? Most times, taxpayers are just not willing to invest that time on what they need to do to put that additional money legally into their pockets. And I will always emphasize that word legally because for us, we are not interested in gambling. We don't want to do things for clients and only hope that the client does not get audited. Our approach is to always assume the client is going to be audited. So it's very possible, and I cannot answer specifically because you have a broad audience here, but for every client, the situation may be different. For the client whose example I just gave, there was a planning ahead of time.
Michael, thank you for answering our listener questions today.
There are more investing secrets that are quite powerful for you to build your wealth. If you'd like a VIP introduction to any one of our experts, click on the link below. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single tip from any of our seasoned experts. Okay, watch the next video so you can capture our next secrets to investing. If you're ready, it's time for you to experience financial freedom.
The information contained in this episode are opinions not to be used as individual guidance. As always, consult your own financial team for your investment decisions.